last minute. This is the message, people. Stop doing shit very last minute to the point to where like you have to be on your show starts at 8, but you're starting at 8:15 because you're still doing shit for your show that you could have had done hours ago. You got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that, and you got to be prepared. But you also have to be prepared for this. Prepared for what? Prepared for this. What's good, Sturdy Slashers? Welcome to episode 595 of Horror with Sir Sturdy. And let me tell you this, Cupid definitely did not approve of tonight's movie, but somehow his arrow landed on Hard Eyes. This movie was released February 7th of 2025, directed by Josh Rubin, written by Philip Murphy, Christopher Landon, and Michael Kennedy, starring Olivia Holt as Allie, Mason Gooding as Jay, and Gigi, I'm sorry about to butcher your last name, Zimbardo as Monica. I have a question for all you slashers out there, Sturdy Slashers more specifically. Are you in love? Do you go out and celebrate Valentine's Day? If you do, you may want to be on the lookout for Hard Eyes. As always, welcome to the madness. That heart might look terrible, but it means love.
The filmmaker in me hates you for using a heart wipe.
That's it. That's it right there.
Listen.
It was perfect. But the filmmaker in me is like fucking George Lucas with your goddamn wipes.
Well, what am I supposed to use? What am I supposed to use with Phil Moore? I only have so many options, and I only know so much.
So I would make a movie enough of wipes, just straight up every scene wipes.
Oh, you mean the Phantom Menace? Yeah, we saw it.
Exactly.
He uses every wipe in every transition. It's like
even my credits gonna have wipes though. He didn't have wipes in his credits.
That was like a rule in film school: no star wipe.
No star wipe.
Don't do it.
See, now I feel like I have to purposely do that just from here on out.
Yeah.
So I learned something else.
I tell you I'm going to be on the episode, and then after you do it, I'm done.
You can't announce it though. Yeah, you gotta spring it on him.
Spring it on him.
He's either going to remember it for next week or not remember it and not do it.
No, what's going to happen is I'm just going to do something. I'm going to remember to do it next week, but not just because it's like my normal thing of doing something like that. Not because it annoys Mick. I'm going to forget that part of the most important part of it.
He's going to do it. He's just going to be innocent.
It's funny how that's the most important part to me. Not the parts where it's like, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I haven't really been using it like I used to where I can kind of learn more things on there. Yeah. And I'm not paying for all the bullshit subscriptions that they have to offer. I did the one-time lifetime fee, but then like all the extra things that the bells and whistles they want you to use, some of them are free, some of them aren't. I'm like, I'm not going to pay a monthly subscription to use this. That makes 0 sense. If it was to use the whole program and I got locked into that, that's one thing. But I'm like, I can already do everything I need that I actually need to do on there. So there's no point in,
See, I gotta do that. I gotta get the lifetime scripts. I got the monthly shit right now.
For
Restream.
Not a sponsor, but definitely can be Phil Mora, and you should be for all of us and Restream and all these fucking things. And we don't listen. I'm not even talking about trying to get rich off you guys. Just fucking listen. We'll promote you guys. Just give us the programs for free so we could use them.
Exactly.
To our full potential. So give us the full program, and we'll make sure people use your guys' program. But until then, fuck it. Gotta be honest. But yeah, so how are you guys doing today? Gamer, how are you doing today, man? What's going on?
I am doing real good. I finally got the lawn all cut and shit. I've been playing around in the dirt. It feels good to be outside. I can't wait. Got the compost turning and stuff. I'm super excited. I gotta build a box. Now I gotta build a box. I gotta move a deck. Yeah. Some fun projects.
Just going off of that, man. Now, I told you guys this is on PNP. I told you guys last week, and I did my yard somewhat, like raked it up, cut some shit down, just kind of raked it up into a big pile. I didn't have fun with that. I wasn't as excited as Gamer was, but the outdoors part of it, though, I did enjoy, and like actually seeing it kind of cleaned up, I was happy about. Besides, having to still break some shit up and bag it. But as far as that, the majority of it is like that other part is done, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, I'm doing good though. I'm doing good and chilling, kind of. I got the draft on right here, guys. So that's why you see me with the earbud, but it didn't low but loud enough. Gotta be here. I'm a professional.
Well, you need to hurry the show up because I don't have the draft on. I want to know what's going on.
I can tell you what's going on.
I don't want you to tell me what's going on. You need pizza and watch it.
Which speaking of, I do have to say this. Two things. One, I almost moved the show to watch the draft. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And because Fridays are a little more open now, I almost moved it to tomorrow night. I was like, you know what? Let me do it on a Friday night. So maybe draft nights If nobody was good, Trip. If nobody
Yeah,
hasn't like
Trip.
a locked in show on Fridays, as far as our crew goes, if anybody else, hey, we'll be doing this on Friday nights.
Wait,
No, not permanent. No, just draft, just during the draft.
tomorrow's the
football
draft too.
Going forward, that's happening now.
True. But round one is like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Tomorrow's round 2 and 3, so it'll also be longer.
No one gives a shit about round 2 or 3.
No, round 2 and 3 are dope. That's there's some good picks there, but round 1 is just the more popular kind of thing. Because what I was thinking of doing one of these years is just like watching the draft how I am, but just like going live with it and talking about the picks as we're going through, and whoever's into football like that. Because what I used to do on Facebook, I used to annoy the shit out of people with this. I did it for like 6 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
Every single year the draft was on.
Yeah.
Right. It got to the point where people just like, listen, during the draft, you know, you could like, you're still following the person, but you can like hide their content or whatever for a while. They started doing that if they weren't football fans. Because I shared, as I went through ESPN or whatever, I shared every single pick on my page. But I also had a ton of people that are football fans. Like, yo, 30 or Aaron, whatever they're calling me at the time. Thank you so much for doing that, because I'm at such and such. I don't have time. I can't sit down and watch the draft. So what you doing is I can just check my. So I'm like, hell yeah, man. Doing a good cause, man. Doing, you know, you gotta do a good deed. It's gonna upset some people, but it's gonna make others happy. It's kind of like that'd be like my superhero thing. Like, what do you got? What's your superhero power? Oh, listen, man, I'm gonna make sure that everybody that wants to know about the draft knows about the draft.
Draft man,
yeah. Get drafted. But Johnny, how you doing? What's good with you?
Man, let me tell you something right now, cuz I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. I'm good, baby. All right, we had a good day. You know, it's the NBA playoffs and the draft, and I'm here to talk about a dope ass movie. It's a good day to be me.
Speaking of, and I want to say this last thing before I throw it over to the great Mick.
McTastic.
That's a big word to use for me.
No, not enough. We'll see when I get there. But no, what I was gonna say though is, just because you mentioned NBA playoffs and the draft, you know what's crazy is that the NFL draft right now is probably being watched more than the NBA playoffs right now. Because that's been going on for like the past few years. Like, I'm not even making this up. Like, just watching people getting drafted, which I guess it's because I mean we're all in our damn near 40s, 35 and up. Yeah. It's all these kids like actually getting to achieve their dreams. And you get to see them like walk across stage like almost like a graduation. So it's a beautiful thing to see it like that. And of course, as a sports fan, but to watch this over an actual game that's going on, it's crazy. Like there's thousands of people at the draft.
Because what's crazy is like, I think the only time in my lifetime that a certain thing got more eyeballs than the draft was when they released Infinity War and Endgame in the movie theaters. That was the only time.
I mean,
people were like, "Fuck the draft! I gotta watch something else."
I get that though. I get because it's like, you know what? I can catch this on my phone. I get this because something like that is a moment. Like the draft. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not a moment, but something like that, like a movie coming out like that, whatever it is, that blockbuster type of feel is a moment, and it's one of those moments to where, especially if you're in that fandom of that, like I mean, like fandom. Like me, I'm a fan of Marvel, but I'm not in the fandom. I can highly admit I'm not in the fandom to where it's like, holy shit, such and such is coming out. I have to be there night one. I love those type of fans. I respect those type of fans. Yeah. I think it's beautiful. And I think it's super important too. I think it's really, really important to have those type of diehard fans that, you know, people usually laugh at and poke fun at, and geeks, this, that, and third, and all call them losers. But now look. Now you same people that were calling out those people, those awesome people, are doing the same shit.
Yeah. That's all the NBA draft really is. I mean, you think about it.
No, not the draft. I'm talking about people, because you're talking about how Endgame came out and just like how epic that was.
But I'm saying
like how epic that was compared.
Like people were calling us nerds back in the day for that stuff. When you think about it, football is as nerdy as comics. When you think about it, because you're rooting for people who have like big physiques, wearing a colorful costume, and you're counting stats and stuff. What's nerdier than counting stats? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you're big nerd.
you know what it is? I feel like people, and being a nerd is fucking dope. I love being a nerd, aka a blurred. You know what that is? It's a black nerd. But anyway, it's weird how people point out certain things with like, you can call us nerds because of our love for movies and our knowledge about films, especially your both of you two have more knowledge than I do about film. I'm not saying I don't have any knowledge at all, but there's levels to it. But
You
still,
want
we're
us
all
to say
nerds.
it? We'll say it.
We're still our nerds when it comes to that. And like you're saying with stats about sports or whatever the case may be, or music or anything, that's still nerding out on something, people.
Yep.
Like no matter how cool the thing is, that hobby you have that you really get locked into and getting excited, that's getting geeked out about and all nerd, that's still nerding about something. It doesn't have to be a book, a computer, and all this other typical quote unquote nerdy shit. Everything is nerd shit. Be happy about it, be proud about it. Embrace it.
You guys are remembering being nerdy with a lot more fondness and nostalgia than I do. I remember a time when you had to hide your nerd, or like a lot of us could not hide our nerd. We just were what we were.
Yeah.
And you caught hell for it. Like there were times, you get your ass kicked, and I'm talking about like 80s and 90s ass kickings.
No,
like where the kids actually tried to murder you.
Yeah.
Just to get over. And and this is the offset. Like you guys aren't much younger, so it's not like you weren't out of that time. But it did start to sway in the late 90s.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as prevalent. Like even like for me, I graduated in 2000. So by like 99, 2000, people don't really care if I like comic books, and care about the movie loving. They're just like, he's a geek, and they let it go. Also because I didn't really put up with shit.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, if we're gonna throw down, let's throw down.
I mean, if you're 6'8", who will pick on the 6'8" guy?
Everyone.
You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
a bouncer for like 20 years. Everyone. Smaller, the more they want to fight.
I was gonna say, John, you gotta think of that weird little guy syndrome for whatever reason. And I'm 5'8". I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but even the guys that are smaller than me, it's just like, what? You better leave that dude alone. Like, it's like, yo, you better leave him alone. Like, he will throw you across the room with his fucking index finger and not even break a sweat. And he'll do this while he's sitting on a stool talking to me. Like he's throwing one of his kids up in the air and catching him. Like, hey, buddy,
you
ready to? I can see Mick just holding somebody up. Like, are you gonna stop? Okay, I'll put you down.
I have that FOFA mentality, man. You want to mess around, you're gonna find out.
You don't want to do that.
I'm like, stop when you ahead.
You have to remember though, back then, they're like cronies were a thing.
Yeah.
So like the bullies, even if they were small, had guys. And it was never a one-on-one fight. Mm-hmm. So like
have your boys.
What I do want to add on to that too, though, Mick, was like for me, I don't know if you had to deal with this, though, John. It was like you were considered less black if you didn't for liking certain things. Like for me, I always love horror, and because
I was always considered the least black.
Mm-hmm. I know you were too.
I get that.
No, for real.
But like. And you're hearing this from other black people, and I'm like, well, what? You're thinking to yourself, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. And then like as an adult now, I'm like, you know what it was it was one of a few things. One, they were scared. That's probably the first thing. Mm-hmm. Or two, they weren't allowed to watch it, but they weren't allowed to watch them, and they didn't have the older cousins or siblings that, come watch the movies, let's come hang out with us. Just don't wake up, ma or aunt so-and-so are all overall, including you, are gonna get beat, and that's scarier than any other movie I've ever watched in my life.
Exactly.
Can I tell you though, and it is not a justification or makes you feel better in any way, but
that's better than getting beat up and bullied. Yeah, of course.
Well, no, the fact that now, and I'm glad I'm off Facebook. I'm very glad I'm off Facebook, but I'm even more glad since 2020 because like I was very prevalent about how I feel and my feelings and things. And the only reason I'm adding to that is it left a lot of people not talking to me, and I was okay with that. But before that, the pre-pandemic, Facebook, it was everybody would reach out. And like when I was podcasting, before Seeing Snobs, when we were doing Mystery Elephant, and then we were doing this, and I was working in the movie industry, people reached out. And of course, when Star Wars, which I did not like Star Wars in the theater every year, and I didn't love the franchise of Marvel every single year. I appreciated it and what was coming out, and they were good, but I knew it was going to get to a point where it was too inflated, which is what they always do. And that's just from a business standpoint. But my point there is it became so huge that all of these people who were vicious, not just kind of unkind, I'm not talking about them, the vicious ones who really went after me, ripped up comic books if I was reading one, beat me up, knocked my camera out of my hands when I wanted to film stuff, always fucking with me about everything, liking movies, the whole 9 yards, all this stuff. How many of them are going to reach out and be like, oh, isn't it great? We get to celebrate this, that. And I'm like, go fuck yourselves, because I wore my nerd on my arm as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
You know, you like it now because your kids are into it.
I mean, you know, most of these dudes, you know, they got beer guts. They're twice divorced. Probably
It's women too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's both when it comes to that. Like, asshole doesn't come in a gender.
No,
just comes in a different shape, size, and color. That's it.
I don't know. I haven't met many non-binary assholes. I'll be honest.
But
I've met a lot of women and men assholes.
Well, that's why I said that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm sure in every community and everything else that you want to mention, there's assholes in that community. You're just not a part of those communities to where you don't know, but I'm sure there's somebody in that community like, that motherfucker there's a fucking asshole. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just in different ways.
Oh no, I'm just giving them, because non-binary is the newer in the more mainstream of it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're assholes yet, so I can't judge them like I can judge women and men.
I'm gonna say that probably is.
I got a high school bully.
There's at least 3 of them.
I got a high school bully who's non-binary.
Who's now what?
Non-binary.
So there you go.
All right, there you go.
Boom.
Maybe they were an asshole because they
didn't understand.
They didn't understand yet, and they were upset.
Yeah.
It's weird. No, I'm not getting into this conversation. No,
life is weird, man. You know, as they say in the Ford commercials, man, life is a highway.
I know, but you don't want to have this conversation on your horror podcast.
Life is a highway, and love is a battlefield.
You know what? All right, I'll just say it because I'm in.
Love will keep us together.
You know, with all of the school, and I don't want to get anybody the school pew-pews and things, the mass stuff that's terrifying and heartbreaking, and I wish never happened. We can get to the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. I think disregarding a lot of those shooters as just crazy is not doing anybody justice.
Nope.
Because the more we get into it, I'm like, I was bullied. I wanted to kill myself. I didn't want to do that to anybody else. But I can see where maybe somebody who's pushed too far might get to that point. Yeah. And at what point do we try and get ahead of it?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to make this too serious or anything, because we're going to have fun talking about the movie, and it's a comedy of all things. Yeah. I just wanted to say it as a geek, and we're talking about the geek world. Bullying still exists. Why are we not still talking about it? Or talking about it even more now that we can openly talk about it. I feel like we just shut things down too quickly because we're like, they did something bad. Let's never touch down on it again. It's like, I feel like we should a little bit. Somebody should study this, you know?
Agreed. But also we live in a world where bullying is kind of cheered on now because of somebody in the office and all that terrible stuff. So there's that too.
Bring Obama back. He never bullied anybody. He was sweet. He got bullied. He was a geek. He was a geek president, and I loved him for it.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden was probably a geek, but a politician.
When I'm blessed to have kids, and, you know, unfortunately, if the unfortunate day comes, I'm a comedian. I'm gonna teach my kids the dozens. So I'm like, you gonna cap back at these motherfuckers. You gonna make them regret that shit.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at that. Like, I feel I'm saying, which we will get to the movie soon, but I feel like when it comes to raising your kids and all that, yes, treat them to be good people, but also treat them to know how to defend themselves, not only physically, but also verbally. Because sometimes a verbal lashing or ass whooping or just whatever the case may be can get you out of a lot of shit, whether it's comedy or, like you're saying, just getting them jokes off.
Yeah.
Or just being able to talk, or being able to just talk down a situation. Like, there's a lot of times where you can do that now. Well, at times I could do it as an adult. I won't say all the time. There's the times I'm just like, I should just go over there, but nah. But seriously though, like, the best thing is to just kind of like, yo, listen.
The biggest thing I learned as a parent, and the only advice I definitely would make sure everybody hears, is you need to act not just around them, but in life, the way you want them to act in situations. So if you want them to be patient, you have to be patient. Kids follow by example. They don't. You can tell them all day long, don't do this, and then go do it. They're going to do it because they follow example.
Yep.
So like, that's why it's so stressful. And I'm always like, Sturdy, my good person, you know, or like Casey or somebody. You know, it's like because I have to check myself, because I want my kids to see somebody. I don't want them. They want them to see somebody not who I don't want them to be. You know, I don't necessarily want them to be me.
No,
but,
you want
like,
them to have somebody that they can look up to and kind of maybe not be exactly like you, but kind of mold or take after the important qualities that you do have, like as far as being a good person, and then everything else is on them.
But even if you fuck up, you have to say that.
I'm gonna teach my kids.
Trying to be better.
I'm gonna teach my kids to bully the fuck out their bullies. I'm gonna teach my kids to be like, that's why your daddy has a drinking problem.
Well, that's another part of it. Like if we're out and I see something happening, I stand up to it.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to be that way one day, I want them to stand up to it. But even like when it comes to sex or it comes to anything like that, it's like how I treat their mother and other women in their lives.
Yeah.
That they see is how they will treat women. So I have to be on my P's and Q's.
Oh yeah.
And S3, how many times you guys made fun of me for calling my wife my love?
Shit, not even that though. I mean,
but like in a good way, like we're joking.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we always bust each other's balls when it comes to syncing up.
Yeah, it's not that type
of group. Do right now. Watch what I'm gonna do right now. Not only parenting, but I learned how to respect the ladies through film, like Hard Eyes.
I did not. Film fucked me up in that. Maybe I like. Are you talking about black films? Because white films are not good for how.
I'm talking about romantic films. Yeah,
I'm talking about romantic films.
There's a lot of black films I wouldn't go by to learn how to treat women or men in that matter.
I was talking about.
I'm just saying, pick a movie out.
Like Love Jones and fucking Love and Basketball and fucking
Love and Basketball. But that's what I mean. White films don't do that. White films are like, you have to trick her.
Oh, so you don't love your woman?
The Brady Bunch. Brady Bunch movie.
Yo,
that was a loving household. Damn. Maybe not on set, but they look loving. I mean, the siblings argued and all that.
I'm glad. Black love, y'all. Black love.
See? You got white love out there, Mick. You got the Brady Bunch.
You know how white love ends?
Step by Step is more realistic.
White love ends with Ted Bundy.
With Ted Bundy?
With Ted Bundy. That's how white love ends.
And yeah, sometimes, and it's scary. Like, you know, you don't know who's out there and shit. I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, if you're out and somebody's like, hey, can you help me with this? No, I can't. Oh, there's a kid missing? Oh, let me call that cop and tell him there's a kid missing. You know, because everything's a trick now. Everything's a fucking trick now. And and that's the thing. Like, you know, sometimes I'll show my wife like self-defense.
Yeah.
I show my kids self-defense because they're not going to use it, but if they need it, it's there.
They'll have it.
It's in your back pocket. And I don't say, well, you're going to do like, no, you're going to rip this out.
Yeah. Cause shit, you know, I got to, you know, you got to teach your partner how to collapse a guy's windpipe when they come out. Hit them in the windpipe really hard. They'll stop.
You want somebody to stop? Grab their fucking nose ring and just press.
Right.
And you're a bouncer and they're getting in your face. Whoa, what's that? I couldn't hear you. Come closer. Grab something.
At my job, I learn like defense moves just in case. I'm like, shit, I'm hitting the windpipe every time somebody get in my face.
Never
windpipe.
Telegraph. That's what it comes down to. Never telegraph.
No, you can't.
Make them wonder where it came from.
You're looking around with them. Who did that? I don't know.
Like,
yeah. Bye-bye Adam's apple.
Ow.
Who hit me there?
Your Adam's apple's going to turn into Eve's hump right in your back. I'm going to shove it back so far.
Ooh.
Like, why you hit me there?
And it's not a tough thing. I'm not trying to come off like this is tough. I'm just like, this is the world we live in sometimes, and it gets dark. And
it's a scary world.
The crazy world.
You got to be ready.
Yep.
Just like if there's fucking a killer out there.
I'm assuming we got
exactly. You have to be super, 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 super ready on Valentine's Day because this guy right here. That's another reason why I don't celebrate Valentine's Day because of people like him.
Hard Eyes.
Yeah. Go out there, spend all that money, then get shot by an arrow or something, and it's not Cupid's.
All right. We never do this, but I want to ask, since I'm on this one, how long are you surviving against Hard Eyes?
Okay, we next, baby.
Seeing as how long would I survive?
Yeah.
I'm surviving the night because I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. We just kick it at the crib. He only comes out on the 14th. Literally, the 14th is only February 14th is when he's out there going after lovers. Me and the wife, and I've told people this plenty of time. We literally just don't sell. We just chill. So people that go out to eat and all that, and going to the movies and all this other shit.
What if there was a festival like this one though? Would you go? It seemed like a really fun festival.
It did, but honestly,
Oh, we
probably
traded our pick. You little bitches.
You guys are killing me.
Hard.
We need
It's
to
hard.
like run through the show.
you guys just grabbed the linebacker from Ohio State, make it Averill Reese.
The Cheats, Mom. You traded it to the fucking Cheats. Fucking hate Kansas City. I'm sorry if there's anybody from Kansas City watching us, but I hate your shitty ass football team.
Is it racist if I call it betting bros after dark?
We traded our fucking pick. Hard Eyes. That's who they don't trade. He doesn't
broke
trade.
your heart?
He doesn't trade kills.
I trade Josh Rubin as my next horror comedy director. That's who I trade.
He did this, right?
He directed this. He was also the guy in the movie who's at the drive-in who screams, "Somebody gonna call 911" or something like that. That's him, the director.
He also did Werewolves Within, which is also another good horror film.
Good one, and
Horror
Scare
comedy.
Me was a good one.
Scare Me? Yeah,
I like Scare Me more than Werewolves Within, but Werewolves Within was very good.
So like
I'm gonna check those out.
Scare Me though, because Scare Me was kind of like I don't know.
But here's the thing: you're a comedian. I'm a writer.
Yeah, that's true.
And one is about storytelling,
about writing,
like from a comedic perspective.
Really?
Dude, he's so good. He's so good.
He has a great blend of horror and comedy. But,
they've gotten better and better as he goes.
I'm gonna let you captain this ship though, because before I say my next point, I'm gonna let you captain it, and I'll get to my.
No, honestly, I'm gonna say what I said in the group chat earlier when I was talking to Gamer about this film and It's a Wonderful Knife. I said that for me, I'm not saying for everybody else out there, but everybody knows how I feel about Scream. For me, these are like more enjoyable versions of Scream, just in their own kind of different twist in a way.
Yeah.
And I just had such a good this movie was a fun time. I do wish that they upped the horror more in this because there was a lot of. I wasn't mad at the comedy. I wasn't mad at the romance in it either. But there was just a lot of kind of I feel dead space in between and too much. I don't want to say too much dialogue and too much unimportant dialogue, too much unnecessary dialogue.
Okay,
I disagree.
Yeah,
and the only reason I disagree is because it's if you watch it, it's two movies in one that I feel cohesively work together. He writes the part for Allie and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
He writes a romantic comedy straight out, but then he also adds. He doesn't add horror elements. There's a horror movie there, so like he marries the two. I thought really well, and I do agree that the comedy outweighs the horror, which I get. You're more of a horror guy. What?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with that. Like to me, I feel like this movie is like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like horror is the peanut butter, the jelly is comedy. I feel like when you do horror and comedy well together, it's like a good little two things that just taste fucking great together. So this whole movie was kind of like a well balanced PB&J, and I found the horror and comedy to actually be evenly yoked for me, evenly balanced. There was like, okay, this is the moment where you're going to be a horror movie. This is going to be a rom-com. Oh, you're going to go back to being a horror movie. And I like that it was balanced like that. I even like it all the way up to the point where we kind of had our romantic comedy ending and our horror movie ending in the same movie. So it was kind of nice.
And even to add to that, but I would like when I say there's more comedy, I think it works. Mm-hmm. I think it actually enhances the experience of the movie. You know, as I was watching it, I do agree, but I do think it's like that's a good analogy. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich together. I like a little bit more peanut butter than jelly. Okay. And I think that for me is where I liked a little bit more comedy in this one. It reminded me in tone of Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So like I'm not putting Hard Eyes down. I think we haven't given a ratings yet, but I think it's a very good movie.
Yeah.
And I want to add to what you were saying about the Scream-like movies that I think you should add to your wheels from last year. Totally Killer.
Yes, that's a nice little time travel slasher film.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Totally Killer was a fun one.
Yeah. If you haven't done it, I don't remember doing it on the show, but if you haven't,
I'll have to look it up. But I know I definitely watched that one. I just don't remember if I did it on the show or not.
It is one of the rare movies where I like the lead actor in that movie because I normally don't like her.
Which one was that? Was it the Mad Men girl or McKenna?
Mad Men girl.
All right, Kiernan Shipka.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good in that. They're both very good actors. They just look alike, so I get them.
You know what's with McKenna Grace being?
That was a fun one.
Movies now, man. Yeah, Scream 7, and then Mick, you weren't on the show last week, but you had Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Like, what's up
Yep.
with her just being killed early on in these fucking movies now?
Slanted. My review of Slanted just came out. Anybody wants to check it out? It's on the channel.
Did she get killed too?
No, but it's a horror movie, and
Okay.
it is fucking fantastic.
Okay.
It's my favorite horror movie of the year so far.
As long as she makes it to the end of the fucking movie, I'm cool. Like, because I'm tired of her dying the first 5 minutes. Like,
I don't want to. It's actually very ironic that you're saying that because of what the movie's about.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think you should check it out, especially as a
Okay.
filmmaker and a
Okay.
horror fan. Sturdy, I think you'd love it too.
Okay.
You said it's called Slanted.
Slanted, yeah, it just came out in March.
Can you send me the
So-
movie poster when you get a chance?
Yes, absolutely.
Because let's get to the ratings though. Because before I go to the pros and cons,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got a
yeah.
lot of fucking pros in this movie.
Speaking of, what's your rating on this one?
So yeah, the rating I would give this movie is a solid. Like we do 1s to 10s on it. I always forget.
Negative. Well, 8. Okay. Well, I knew you weren't going negative, but yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go with 8. Like I said, it's like a really, really good peanut butter jelly sandwich. The comedy and fucking horror go great together. And
See, I like this PB and J thing you put together, but I'm gonna up
Yeah.
it some once it's to me. But Mick, what do you give this one, Mick? And then we'll dive into like the whole reasons and all that after.
Sorry, I was still on 1 to 5. 8.
Oh.
I'm sitting pretty at an 8 right now with John.
Ooh.
This is one of my favorites from last year.
I'll give it a 7 right now. I almost gave it like a 6.5. I'll give it a 7. And as far as the peanut butter and jelly goes, I feel like I agree with you. It's a peanut butter. You could say it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but like you said, peanut butter and jelly, not peanut butter and preserve or jam, and not crunchy peanut butter, smooth peanut butter.
Smooth, yeah.
But if it was crunchy with the jam, that's where you're stepping it up to maybe like an 8, 8.5 for me, maybe a 9. And again, for me, it's just more so of, like I said, I wish there was more of a horror aspect to it. I didn't, like I said, the comedy I had fun with. The romance I even had fun with because it was like a lot of silliness with the romance. It was just, I just wish there was more. I wish it was more horror forward. The mask I think is cool. I think it's fun. I love the eyes, the red eye, how they light up. I think that's fun.
Yeah, the night vision.
But it's just because I love horror so much. It's my favorite. It's my favorite genre by a long shot. I don't even know what my second favorite genre is after horror, to be honest with you. But so that's that. I think that's the biggest thing that got me more so. And I wish there was more of like a, yes, the horror aspect of as far as the story goes, but more of like that fear feel, like that kind of gut fear feeling or kind of uneasy feeling during scenes.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that from this, which I mean, yes, I know it's a horror comedy, but I know horror comedies can also do more of like that kind of fear. Like me and Mick have had this conversation on screen or on here and off camera, to where it's like, where the better horror comedies, they have more of like they take the horror very serious, which I do believe this movie did take it very serious. I just think it should have put more in it. Because I do think this movie did take the horror very, very serious when what's going on. It just could have did more with it. And I mean, they're making a sequel, so let's see what they do with the sequel. It could get deeper into the story or deeper into it, which I'm always into. Even if they use the Scream ripoff stuff or something fun with that, but just something, whatever. I'm always down for that. I'm always down to check that out. And yeah, it's a good time. It's definitely a good time. It's definitely worth watching. Definitely worth the rental. I would even say, even though I gave this a 7, I usually say my late fees are like 8 and higher. I would say this movie's worth the late fees. I would say this is a movie that you listen. Here's the deal. I'm gonna keep people safe right now. Here's what you guys do on Valentine's Day. The 13th is when you celebrate it. You get the food and all that, and you watch this movie, and you just stay home the 14th. That's it.
But he breaks into people's houses though.
Yeah.
So
you're not celebrating it. You're not celebrating on the 14th. Okay. Don't celebrate it on the 14th. And shit, each of you go to someone else's house for the night. That's the same. Well, wait a minute. That doesn't mean you're not dating. Just get
You just talked about fucking them up.
Get hotel rooms for the night.
Because also, you know, like if he might see you out shopping together, holding hands and kissing.
All right.
You
You're
be
gonna
like,
you all are gonna make me fucking lose my mind. No, you're gonna make me come down in my score actually, because you're pointing out some things for me that like were not so great about this movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't want to think this, but I do.
Thank you.
I love Devon Sawa. but he was
Oh,
very
he's-
tropey in this movie.
I fucking love Sawa.
He was very tropey though. Like he was a quintessential kind of.
That's his point.
I didn't feel like I felt like there were such natural reactions, and like the boss was very tropey, and these tropey characters that show up in not just rom-coms but also show up, and they transcend well into horror. My problem with it was the leads had such great chemistry, and they were so good in the acting together that like when he's freaking out in the back of the police car and she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't, and like it feels so realistic. And even the killer and the way he's going feels like realistic in this sense, even though it's very exaggerated. I know that. But for a horror film, I mean, it feels realistic within the film's psychology and physics. Even Jordana Brewster worked. Like I liked her in it, and I liked the turn and the reveal and everything. But these tropey characters felt like they were just trying to be too silly.
Jordana, fine ass Brewster.
They just felt like they were too silly for something that seemed like the comedy was hitting on point. So I'm not ready to take any points off yet. I still think this is a great movie. I will, when we talk about horror comedies and the balance, I think Weapons has done that perfectly to show us, like, if you want to make a really good horror movie that stands out, but have the comedy in there and it balances perfectly, I think Weapons did that.
Now, that's actually gonna go into my pros, man, because you kind of started it out when you said we brought up the couple's chemistry. I would say this is one of the rare movies that I found Mason Gooding, the son of Cuba Gooding Jr., to be very talented, a compelling performer. Like in the screen films, I thought he was corny, and I just haven't been impressed.
I liked him in the screen film. He was like a breath of fresh air. Him and his sister.
I thought he was corny, man. So like I never really got into him as a performer. But this one I finally saw what everybody else was seeing, because I found him to be charming, funny. His comedy delivery is perfect, especially when he was in the car and he was just like, "You ditched me." In the car. I just found him to be very charming, very suave. He reminded me of his father. And honestly, when I was sitting in there, I was watching the movie in the theater, and when I was watching it for the show, it made me think that this is kind of a role that I think Cuba would have taken if they made this like in the early '90s. Or late 80s. I mean, he's definitely picking a role that his father probably would have took.
I mean, he did do Chill Factor.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, okay, I see it. This kid might have the goods. And him and Olivia Hope, they had a lot of great chemistry. I like Devon Sawa being the character he was. I felt like it was very on purpose. And Jordana Brewster, like I said, I've been in love with her since Fast and Furious. When I saw her around 11 years old, I was like, that one, that's the girl right there. So I was glad to see her again. And I like the fact that they kind of played a joke on Fast and Furious with Hobbs and Shaw. Like, that was a nice little clever little nod to that big part of her career. And I like the balance.
I was just gonna say, I love how she pointed that out too. And they're just like, "What? Huh?"
Yeah.
Or whatever they say. What's good, Chad?
Yeah,
Happy to have you here, man. Yeah, Hard Eyes 2 come out in a couple of years, which I think
I still don't know how the fuck they're gonna do that based on how this movie ends. I still don't. I don't see it, but okay.
But I mean, because again, but if it's going based off of the similarities to Scream, if they do it like that, there's a copycat or there's somebody else. I mean, with this one, there was two. Well, there was three because they had the fanboy guy.
Yeah.
Can we give credit to Mason Gooding now that you've told me? Yeah, it's cool. I think he's a better actor than his father, and I do.
How dare you, sir?
I think he is. I think he's more natural. Listen, I'm a Gladiator fan, and I'm talking about boxing Gladiator, Brian Dennehy. So, like, I do like Cuba Gooding. Don't get me wrong.
Dogs.
He was OJ, man. But he was. I want to give this kid some credit. Like, this is like one of his 6 or 7 horror movies he's done now. Yeah. I like him and everything. I saw him in Pools. I reviewed that. I thought he did a good job in that. I'm looking forward to The Gates, which seems like
Vanderbeek, his last movie. Yeah.
Was Vanderbeek in that? The one where they witness a killing in a gated community? Yeah, I'm excited for that. He's one of the stars of that. He was in Fall. I liked
has
him.
a- he has
He
a
wasn't in
Kevin-
Fall long, but
He has a Kevin Hart movie coming up.
What
Yeah.
the hell was what was that movie where they're up real high, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that tower.
Yeah.
You know they're making
Um,
a sequel to that.
How many times this bitch gonna fall?
Fall 2. Fall again.
How many times
Fall
you gonna
higher.
fucking fall from heights?
Well, it's gonna be somebody else falling.
No, they're
But,
going to be
yeah.
on a hot air balloon and it's just going to keep going up. And they're going to be like, we have to fall. Oh, no.
That movie Fall. Though, speaking of that, that's some shit.
That's
But
good.
you know what? I am gonna do something hacky. I am gonna do a black-white thing. Notice how none of his victims were black couples. I'm just saying. We knew what to do. We knew what the fuck to do.
Yeah, stay home. Keep your ass at home. Save money.
Oh, and that Olivia Holt, another good connection. She played the mom when she was younger and Totally Killer.
Yeah, she's the mom totally killer, and she was Cloak and Dagger on Cloak and Dagger. She was Cloak in.
Oh, that's right. She was in Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, you know,
She was
I mean,
Dagger.
like she's doing a lot of horror too. Like, I gotta give her credit. I
And-
appreciate when young actors come up and like don't immediately abandon
Horror.
like the 80s. Let's be real. If you were in one horror movie, it's like I'm not being in the next one. I'm too good for
Kevin
this. It's
Bacon.
like, all right, but
Well, he
Kevin
has
Bacon
stuff
kind
yeah.
of made a career and then he did Tremors, so shut up. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. I
But,
really
I-
like this movie though.
I want to piggyback off of what you just said, Mick, as far as seeing the actors nowadays and actresses nowadays doing that, as far as like a
not
lot of these
pretentious.
younger ones getting into horror and like really sticking into horror. I mean, we have Mia Goth as well. who I think is freaking fun. She's one of my favorites in horror, like overall right now.
That's
She's
another one. man.
awesome.
That's
And I
another one
love
for
how,
me.
I love how she can play that psychotic character. Like I want to see her play more psychotic. Hopefully, it doesn't mess with her in her real life, mental health. But I would love to see her play more psychotic characters and all that because she does that
I'm
so
sorry because
freaking
she's married
well.
to Shia LaBeouf, so her mental health isn't good.
No, I think they broke up.
Oh, they finally broke up again. Okay,
I think he beat her, and like, and I'm not saying that
Fucking-
lightly.
because they broke up and they got back together and got married and had a kid. So that's all I'm saying.
I think it was after they had the kid, and then I think she's with somebody new now. But like, yeah,
All right.
and
Get the fuck
and
out of here.
Shy, if you're listening, you are a piece of shit.
You're a fucking crazy piece of shit.
he is.
Shit he's done is so disgusting.
He is.
And hey, look, no amount of John Bernthal podcast is gonna save your career, dog. Like no amount of times you're going there and be like, I messed up. I didn't know what I was doing. I got a drinking problem. Nah, dog. Nah, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well, on Olivia Holt though, she's been in 4 horror movies so far. Give her credit.
Hey, listen, but that's what I was getting at. Though, is like to see these younger people getting into horror and not only getting into it, but like really sticking with it, really taking it serious. And
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of them are fans of it. I mean, because some of them made a name of themselves to the point to where, yes, you may see them in other things, but they're always coming back to horror, which I freaking really, really, really enjoy. And I want to say this while we're on it. I don't remember the two gentlemen's names, so I'm gonna you two may from The Long Walk, the two main guys, the last two that survived.
David Johansen and
And Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Cooper Hoffman.
Not only which we said this when we reviewed it, then we're gonna say it when we review it down the road on Popcorn and Pints. But I want to see those who not only in horror, of course, other stuff other than horror, but in horror more, like lead roles like that, but also together because I thought those two made a fucking just dynamic
mean,
duo.
David Johansen was in Alien Romulus.
Yeah,
right?
Romulus.
So, he does horror. Well, I was going to say to piggyback what you were saying though, because the fact that like these younger actors nowadays, they're not pretentious like older actors. Like they're willing to do the superhero stuff, the franchise stuff, the horror stuff, because they're not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna get an Oscar if I'm in Jason 18. I'm not gonna be looked at a serious thespian. Like they don't have that in them. They're like, hey, I like it. It's entertaining, and I'm going to entertain the audience. Like they don't have that pretentiousness-ism in them.
Do you-
They're less pretentious.
Do you think it's because of the times though? And the reason why I'm saying this because of like the conversation we're having right now, like because of podcasting and just the way things are like with YouTube. It's more, and you could be like more trying to think. Like you could have like, for example, every one we just named, or all the people that we're talking about in general, they could have like their own channels, their own Instagrams, where you can kind of follow them, get to know them. Then it's like, holy shit, this horror community is freaking amazing. I want to stick here, type of deal. I wonder if that has anything to do with
their
Definitely.
followings are, but it's not even really them. It's the people who manage them and things like that who are like, listen, you're trending here if you do this. But I've been just from the patterns that I've been seeing in Hollywood and how things have sort of been dividing up because there is no more direct to video anymore. So you have to make things that are going to people are going to want to watch. And what I'm seeing anyway, and I don't want to put this out as gospel or anything, but from the patterns I'm seeing is we have a lot of established older actors who don't have a lot of work outside of television, which they're starting to get into and starting to get acclaim for, or certain kinds of movies that aren't really working for them. That's why you're seeing more TV. Then you have big name actors doing big projects, IPs like Marvel and other stuff, oversaturating that to the point where Harry Styles is playing Star Fox. You had no other young actor you could have gotten that is a very well trained good actor.
I mean,
No,
Star Fox is kind of like a fucking corny ass character. So I mean,
no, but like, why not give that to somebody who's up and coming? You know, why does it have to be one of the biggest music stars in the world?
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want one of my Bones to be fucking Star
No.
Fox.
But
Like,
my point to it, that's not my point though. My point to it is, it's leaving all of these young actors who can't get into those things.
Yeah, who are hungry and desperate. I get you saying no.
To do things that will give them stardom, and it's actually giving them the reason to really be actors and not be celebrities.
Yeah,
in a way, they still do the influencing and shit.
King Bad.
But they're actually doing the acting, and they're giving the impressive performances. And what usually sticks around? Horror.
Yeah.
Because all those main actors, those old actors, but even now, you're seeing a lot of mainstream older actors, John Lithgow, Jeffrey Rush. They just did a horror movie together. Like, they're starting to get into the A24 elevated horror.
I mean, shit. I mean, we're talking about young actors. Timothy Chalamet, he had a horror movie, Bones and all. So, you know, he's doing horror.
Calm down.
But it's the
horror movie.
But it's the prestigious, you know, like smelling your own farts horror film. They're not like slashers or anything like that.
No. But this is two young actors who are popular.
Yeah.
Probably more popular in the zeitgeist of pop culture than a lot of the Marvel actors.
Yeah.
And they can't get those roles because the executives don't know their names.
Well, one of them already got those roles. The other one.
Yeah, but that's Cloak and Dagger. That was a very niche thing on a very niche channel far away. And they don't even talk about, you know, Marvel doesn't even big up any of that stuff. You know what I mean? She was also on Runaways, which great books, by the way.
Yeah, wasn't that they crossed over, right?
Yeah. So, but yeah, see, but we just kind of remember that as comic book fans. You know, like, the mainstream doesn't care. No. So, like, yeah, they're getting those small parts, but this is where these dramas, these romantic movies, these horror movies, these up and coming that are keeping things alive. These movies would have been considered studio mid films back in the day.
Yep. Back like 20 years ago. Yeah.
Straight to video. Don't worry about it.
Or January release in a dumping mall.
I don't even think this would have gotten released in the early 2000s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Straight to video.
Which, to me, it's crazy because there's a lot of stuff now that's coming out in theaters that should be straight to video. That would be, to me, in my opinion, should be just bring that right to video. There's no point in putting that in theaters. It's nah. You guys rushed it anyway. Bring it right to sturdy video, and we'll rent it out to people.
I disagree. I think the ecosystem needs movies like that, but if everything could be in the theaters, that would be a dream.
We got another Hawaiian, by the way, guys.
Stop telling me things.
We got a defensive tackle.
I'm about to pull a worse damn.
He looks kind of like the Big Khali, by the way. You remember the
Great Khali
from WWE?
The Great Khali?
The Great Khali, yeah. That's what he looks like. So there you go. We got the Great Khali. The Browns have the Great Khali as their defensive tackle. All right. Next point.
This guy
show's off the rails tonight.
It is.
Stop. I don't want to hear any more about the draft. I don't want anything about the draft.
Yeah, I'm done with
so you don't want me to tell you who your Giants about to pick next?
No.
Oh shit, they next? Them niggas next?
They're 10.
Next.
I'm about to leave.
Hey man, how come your Giants always on our coattails, dog? How come they always?
Because we're terrible teams. You know that.
Well, I mean, Johnny, you guys had the 6th pick and then traded down. They had 5 and 10.
Yeah, we traded down to get the Great Khali. This is some fucking bullshit. Oh, he's an offensive tackle. Never mind. We need offense.
We need to move this episode along, or I'm leaving.
But yeah, I think that I really like the romantic comedy influences. I like who's his director name again? Josh Rubin. I really want to see what else he has to do next because, like I said, he's a really good comedy director, and this seems to be like a good avenue for where his career is going: horror comedy, romantic horror comedies. And honestly, when I was sitting down watching that movie, I just realized, like, I kind of want to see more of that. I kind of want to see more romantic fucking comedies in the horror genre.
I wouldn't be mad, honestly, Johnny. I wouldn't be mad at that. It's just I want it to be more horror, more of a horror, lean more towards the horror. You still have the romance and still have the comedy in there, but make it a horror. So make it. I felt like this was more of a comedy, horror, romance, or maybe even comedy, romance, horror. I don't know, but I feel like horror wasn't first. It might have been second or third. It wasn't first. If it's a horror, then whatever comes next after that, I'm fine with that. I think it should be horror first and like that horror base, that real dark horror element of whatever. And then if you want to add the comedy, if you want to add the romance, add that in, but also just make sure you just have that horror as like the whole base of it.
I don't think it, to me, I don't think it matters which one is more or less. I think it's just you have to take each seriously to the way that the audience receives it. So one of the big things was always like, that's why Abbott and Costello, Meet Frankenstein is considered one of the greatest, is because they never made the horror a joke.
Yeah.
There's very real horror there at stake where they feel like they're going to die. The jokes were between them. You know, so like it, and I think that is a formula that all like Shaun of the Dead and things like that, they never, like, the zombies were always a threat. The zombies were always scary. Is these two bumbling buffoons and the band of merry men they have with them that are the ones that are making you laugh. Same with Tucker and Dale.
Yeah.
There's people dying. There's things at stake there, but they are bringing the comedy. And I don't think that takes away from it. I think they did that well here.
Yeah.
I think there was a good transference between both but those characters is what takes away from the horror.
Yeah.
Those characters I mentioned, like this police officer who's like a chauvinist, and then you have the boss who's kind of an asshole. It's like you're going too silly in times that are going to lead to horror.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't make the victims too silly.
Can I also say that
maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was for me. What you're saying right there, Mick. Sorry, Johnny.
This movie has excellent needle drops. I forgot to mention that in my Pop Pros. I love the use of like the popular songs they use, like when they're doing that little newsreel of like all his kills, the montage of like the news. They played Outkast or Andre 3000's. It's from The Love Below. It's one of my favorite songs.
Nice.
I think it's Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. Fuck that Valentine. Yeah. And that's one of my favorite songs from that album. So I just love the use of music and needle drops in this one. Shit. Even when they did the trailer for this and they did Frankie Valli's You're Just Too Good to Be True, and the way they cut it into the trailer, like whoever was in charge of this movie really knew the genre really, really well. And whoever's the head of the marketing too, the editor. Oh my God, these guys,
they cut it well.
Yeah, it was well cut.
I agree with that. I love the way they use the music in this movie. I think they did a really, really, really good job. I think it's I won't say one of the better things, because they did a lot of dope stuff with this. Like I enjoyed the kills they did in this movie too, because I thought they did their thing with that. They did their thing with that. Like they made them. I like how when they did it, they made it count. It wasn't just like even if it was off screen, you still got to see some of the aftermath of some stuff, and some of it was funny as shit.
Yeah,
some of them were funny. Like it was a brutal, cool one, but it was still funny. Like the people that were banging in the back of the van.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Even when they went to go get I forgot what the hell you call that thing.
And oh my God,
a tire iron.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was a great scene.
4-piece thing, whatever you call it. When they had to go pull it out the dude's mouth.
Iron. You're right.
Tire iron. Okay. Tire iron.
Just
yeah.
think,
you're the car guy.
I don't use those though. I don't use those. I don't even think I have one in my shit.
and just think, had she not been quick on her feet and made out with Mason Gooden, her ex-boyfriend would be dead. Had she not have done that,
and on top of that, neither one of those two would have gotten hunted. They wouldn't have been hunted at all. Like it's her fault. She got them into some shit because she was jealous. Mm-hmm. So hold up. Actually, hang on.
Think about it. That is a very. I just want to point out one thing because I know where you're going. That is a very romantic comedy trope.
Yeah.
on how things sort of perpetuate between the two love interests. That is, they did it in This Means War. How many times have they countless done that where you run into the ex and they pretend to be together to make?
Oh yeah.
So like I thought turning it on its head and making this that way they're the targets now.
Yeah,
I thought that added such a wonderful, like, not that this is like, it's ironic because that moment is the moment, like in all the others, brings them together. It's the initial point. The interest point, but you add a killer into it, and I think that just turned it on its head. I really liked how he did it.
And they can't break up after this, by the way. They can't break up after this.
No, they were too good together.
at this point.
No, but what I was gonna say though is it's like, so what happens, right? You know, she kisses him and all that stuff. What if he didn't want that? He didn't want her. He's just like,
yeah,
like this was legit just a work thing.
Yeah.
Like that would be funny if you did a satire on romantic movies.
That would have been a great fucking choice though. It's just like, I ain't really want this, and I'm being hunted to my
and then on top of that, like when he was like, "You ditched me," he's like, "Not only did you ditch me, but you got me in this damn situation."
You want to watch a great satire and romantic comedies? Watch They Came Together. It's starring Paul Rudd and Amy Poehler.
That's a good
one. Actually, it stars everybody pretty much. Every comedian from the League, from like they're all in it. Like everybody at that time. But it was made by the same guys who made Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
And they do that where they take those tropes and they turn everything on their head in a beautiful way. So it was well written. Like that's when I think that it works in that direction.
Okay.
This for horror, like it really is, because like I'm a romantic I love romantic comedies. They're problematic as fuck, and I like the direction they're going, but what they were, they're insane, but I like them anyway. It's a guilty pleasure. So when I watch this and seeing those moments, those beats, I was like, but they're always like the killer is a part of it. And you get why at the end when they do the reveal, but the killer is the part of this entire relationship. And I liked how they played that off.
I still think that I didn't find it believable that anybody would leave Jordana Brewster. I still don't find that shit believable.
You're obsessed.
They have to fucking sell me. They still have to sell me on that. Like, who's the motherfucker that fumbled that? I'm just saying, this is Jordana Brewster.
I wouldn't do it.
Oh shit.
And I kind of think they met on the chat. But I think once you found out who she was, he just went with it because she's fucking hot. She's Jordana Brewster. Yeah, baby, you want to kill people? Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess.
Oh man.
Oh, I like this. Here, I'll give you one piece of trivia as we're going to it. When Monica and Allie shop for clothes, Allie's clothes reference other romantic comedies. Her first outfit with the hat is Stacey Dash's from Clueless.
Okay.
The dress with the collar is Julia Roberts' night outfit from Pretty Woman.
Okay, Francis the wife pointed that one out. The Pretty Woman thing when we were watching this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember it now.
Yeah.
And then she and Monica wear the color dresses from Rami and Michelle's high school reunion.
Oh, I never seen Rami and Michelle.
I like that. And
that's detail. That's real detail.
I hope I've never seen this director, any of the other movies that this guy directed, but I do want to see them.
They're both on Shudder.
Here's another detail that's not in here. I just realized it from another piece of trivia. This movie came out on Friday the 14th. And
like that.
They're watching His Girl Friday in the movie at the thing.
Oh wow.
And it's a Friday in the movie.
Oh wow.
I like that.
So that's detail.
I got a piece of trivia. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
Did you know that Mason Gooding is the son of Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Whatever.
Oh shit! Bring it back. Fuck, man.
Oh.
No, but overall though, this was an entertaining movie, and I do think it's worth the watch. I do think it's worth the rental, and it's worth the late fees in my opinion. And I am here for the second one. And I also want to say with the second one, because sometimes you know how with certain sequels, if they do it right, you can go back and watch the first one, like the first one better, because you're like, I get this much more of the story, or I get this much more of what's going on with this. I'm hoping that's what the second one brings. I want that's what the second one brings, but also just more, fun slasher vibes and all that good stuff.
I can tell you why I have high hopes for it being good is because Josh Rubin is writing and directing it, but he is currently working on a new movie. Then he has another movie, and then Hard Eyes 2. And yet, generally, when you have writer directors like this, if they do movies in between, you're usually going to get a better sequel.
A good sequel, yeah. I'm hoping
because they have time to think about it.
Yeah,
I was joking about this, but now I'm really fucking serious though. I kind of want to see a black couple as the lead for this one. Like maybe they're like related to Mason. Like maybe they're going to like Mason's wedding, right? And they're the couples that are like getting hunted. And, like his relatives or whatever, like his cousin and his cousin's girl. Like I kind of want to see how a black couple would respond to being.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That'd be fun.
I like it.
What do you feel if there was more than like say you have the one lead couple, yes, but there's like other like more of like a friend group type of thing.
Yeah, more couples. Yeah. And Mason and his wife and this one would be part of the friend group, but they wouldn't be like the main couple though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're all attending their wedding because remember it ends with them getting engaged.
That's right. Well, hopefully they're smart enough not to get married on or around Valentine's Day. It'd be real fucked up.
Yeah,
they are not. I can guarantee.
Well, in the Great Lakes, we have this other holiday called Sweetest Day, which is basically another Valentine's Day over here. So, I'm just saying, Sweetest Day.
Unnecessary holidays.
Just saying. It's only in the Great Lakes, though. Like I don't think any other fucking state celebrates Sweetest Day.
I didn't even hear about that.
Except for the Great Lakes.
What you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's just here, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and fucking.
Gotcha. In Jersey, we celebrate don't swim during drainage day.
It's every day.
Hey, I can make fun of them. You can't.
You can't.
You're not even bridge and tunnel.
Oh, I'm
You're
not
upstate.
I'm not. I've been there a handful of times.
The only thing I don't like about Jersey, and I think hopefully Jersey changed this law or this rule, you can't fucking pump gas.
Mm-mm.
I don't mind it when I'm up there in the fucking winter and it's like, hey, I'll take $20 on regular.
That shit pisses me off. I'm like, let me pump my shit.
That doesn't bother me at all. Shit, I don't got to get out, especially if you're traveling and you're just driving through, or you're like, say you're traveling, you're going somewhere in Jersey, like to a con or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, I just got to shit.
I don't trust this attendant, man. He be putting sugar in my gas tank. I don't trust him. I don't know what the fuck he
doing.
You
watching the whole
time. Okay, what are you gonna do? How do you know if you put it in there and there's sugar in there?
Put sugar in my gas tank. But no, let's dive into weekly rentals and then we spin the wheel and we can go bye like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or whoever that was. Mick, who was it? I'm sorry.
O-Town. No,
well, next week.
NSYNC.
Well, next week it's gonna be May.
It is. But Johnny, we're gonna kick it off with you. Good.
No, it's not. Next week is the 30th. Jerk.
So next week from tomorrow.
Yeah, next week from tomorrow. It's gonna be May.
God damn, you watch a lot of shit. Oh no, those are 4 things.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go from a bad movie to an okay movie. An okay that's actually a pretty good movie. We're gonna start with Night Patrol.
All right.
This is a movie that I watched on Shudder. It is from the poster, it looks like a cool cop movie with vampires, right? It's a cool cop movie for like 25% of the movie. Then it's a cool vampire movie for another 25%. Then it becomes a piece of shit in the third act. This is not worth the late fees. I hated my time watching it. I don't like what they did to Jermaine Fowler. You just watch the movie and you'll see. I don't like what they did to Jermaine Fowler. And I don't like the way it went to the third act. But I was enjoying the movie up until the third act. And yeah, it's on Shudder. I'm gonna recommend it, so we can join my misery with me. I'm gonna recommend it. But Night Patrol.
All right.
Oh, and rating 2 out of 5. Invincible. Man, this is they ended their 4th season yesterday.
I gotta watch
Broad
it.
strokes. Do not tell us anything. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it.
This is possibly the best season since season 1. Really good animation. It's an arc in the comics. It started an arc and concluded an arc in the comics that was really strong, really good. The next arc that they're going into is going to be really controversial. I can't wait to see the public's response to some of the things that happen and the twists and turns of what's going to happen next. But I really enjoyed this season. It is the closest to an American DBZ that we're going to get. Invincible. Worth the late fees.
Okay, I've seen season 1 of that. I need to go back and go through those. So that's another really good,
So good.
entertaining.
Cop Shop, film by Joe Carnahan. Really good film by Joe Carnahan. I really remember. I watched this recently. I caught it on TV recently. And I remember being the only person in the theater when it came out like 5-6 years ago. I was the only person in the theater. Really good Frank Grillo performance. One of the rare times that I really enjoyed Gerard Butler as a lead performer. A great star-making turn. Well, it wasn't a star-making turn because the only big role she did after this was the mother in Violent Night. But a good starring role from Alexis Louds, who plays the lead cop in there. Sexy as hell, bald-headed woman. Nice chocolatey woman. And it's just a really good, fun thriller and a nice return to form for Joe Carnahan. And so that is definitely worth the late fees. And I would give this a 4 out of 5.
Nice.
And then Michael, what else can I say about that? This definitely, if you're a Michael fan, this is definitely worth the late fees. If you're a Michael fan, it's like watching like a 2-hour concert with Michael Jackson, with a little bit of highlights of his life. It's a really fun movie. As a Michael fan, this is a perfect 5 out of 5. As a movie fan, probably like a 2, maybe a 3. I'm gonna rank it here as a 3.5. I'm gonna say it's worth the late fees though, because I'm a Michael fan. I really enjoyed it. Jafar Jackson looks just like his uncle. Jafar Jackson does a great performance as Michael. So does Coma Domingo as scary ass Joe Jackson with his cartoony villainous face.
Nice. And Mick.
Nicholas Jones.
All right. I went on a kick lately, and my wife actually applauded me because she was like, "What are you watching this for?" I was like, "For fun. It's the first time in a long time I've just watched movies just for fun." And I went down a tear of 70s political thrillers, and to go right down it started with The Winter Soldier. I watched it, and then I got in that mood, so I watched 3 Days of the Condor. I'm just going to run through real quick and say, like, 3 Days of the Condor is a great political thriller. Robert Redford plays a CIA analyst whose entire team is killed after he found something that he doesn't even realize he found. And then he has to go and try and survive and figure out who's trying to kill him, why are they trying to kill him, and what did he actually find. It is a fantastic mystery. And if you like thrillers, that was one of the better ones of the 70s. Next up is... The Conversation, probably one of the greatest of all time. It is a slow burn. So if you like thrillers, like if you watch 3 Days of the Condor or something, I would think of this more in line with All the President's Men. There's some very thrilling moments in it. It's fantastically done. This was actually made as a small production in the middle of Godfather 1 and 2. Francis Ford Coppola just wanted to make a movie, and he went out and he got Gene Hackman the script, and the rest is history. It's got great performances. John Cazale's in it. This is one of his 5, that were award worthy, and that he was in before he passed away. It's a slow burn is the only thing I will say to you. If you don't like slow burns, you might not understand it, but it's a man who works in surveillance who ends up recording a conversation that turns his whole life upside down and puts him into a state of paranoia. And it's brilliantly done. Gene Hackman gives an amazing performance, and it's one of the best, and I think you should definitely check it out. Then I went a little crazier with it. I went to The Boys from Brazil. This is a movie about Gregory Peck and Laurence Olivier, 2 of the greatest actors ever, giving great performances in it, in a somewhat bonkers, absurd premise of a movie where Gregory Peck plays Dr. Joseph Mengele, who is the Nazi doctor who disgusting, horrible human being. Every time you think about the sadistic doctors that do something that you see in a movie, they're based on that man and the experimentations that he's done on people. It's horrifying. Well, he plays Dr. Joseph Mengele living in Brazil, and a lot of Nazis ended up there, and they ended up there with like small communities that they built that were very Nazi loving communities. And so he plays Dr. Joseph Mengele, and they're building the Third Reich out again by cloning Adolf Hitler. And yeah, but it's done well. They're all like growing up, so that he has to go around and start collecting up these clones of Adolf Hitler. And Laurence Olivier plays a Nazi hunter in it named Lieberman, and he's on the hunt investigating it. It's a good thriller. Like I said, it's a bit of a bonkers premise, but you get into it, it's enjoyable. And the ending ends in a way you really do not expect, but I enjoy it. It worked out well to watch. I'll kind of ruin it for you. To watch Dr. Mengele get mauled by dogs. I was okay with it. I was cool with that. Even if it was a great Gregory Peck. And then the final movie I watched, The China Syndrome. This is a Michael Douglas produced movie starring Jack Lemmon in one of his best performances. Dramatic performances, I'll say. His comedy is off the chain. But and Jane Fonda, Michael Douglas is in it, and a slew of other great character actors of the time. Jack Lemmon plays a nuclear power plant, a facilities manager, and Jane Fonda and Michael Douglas play reporters that are coming in to do a story, and an incident occurs, and then a cover-up starts to happen, and it ends in a crazy way. The third act goes bonkers over this. And the crazy thing is, I can imagine people watching this in 1977, I think it came out, and saying, wow, this is a very fantastical premise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though a lot of people were against nuclear power plants at the time, stuff like that, and nuclear energy, I could see people being like, this is a very bonkers premise. But then when Chernobyl hit, I can't imagine this wasn't like one of the top rated movies being rented or whatever, bought, because it tells that story before that happened. And that's what the China Syndrome is. If the core keeps melting down the earth, it would go down to China, theoretically. So
got you.
My political thrillers of the 70s.
Downfall of us all.
So I didn't go down that route. I only have 2 movies again this week, but
you said before last week.
But before I tell you guys what I rented this this past week.
All worth the rentals, by the way. All worth them. And
late fee? Okay. I gotta say this, and I know we've all done this. You know how when you're just like you have a movie in mind that you haven't seen in a long time, you haven't seen it in a few years, and it's like I just want to see it. I haven't seen it in a while. I want to see the movie. Blah 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 blah. And so I was like, you know what? It's time to take that stroll. It is time to take that stroll. And that stroll was, you guessed it, The Haunting in Connecticut.
Okay.
And there you go.
It made me think of another movie I want to watch. I'm going to save it for maybe a further, maybe even next week for a weekly rental. But I'm sitting here, I'm watching this movie, and I'm just like, I remember this. Like, I remember going to see this in theaters and really enjoying it. And then I watched it like maybe 1 or 2 other times, but like in the range of maybe within the 3 years that it came out. Mind you, it came out like in 2009. So I didn't really remember too much. Bits and pieces picked up, kind of came back to me as I'm watching the film. And I completely forgot that the family, like I remember the family, so they own a house and then they're renting another one like out in the country, kind of so to speak, because their son is sick and they get out of that air or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, I completely forgot about that whole freaking thing of it. Why they moved out there? I thought they just moved out there because whatever. White people like to live in the woods, and because that's what they basically moved. But like the paranormal aspect of this film, and again, it's just more of me, I guess, diving really, really deeper into especially when it comes to like paranormal movies, supernatural movies, the haunting type movies, and all that stuff. And even with the drama and the horror, you want the writing to be a hell of a lot better than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And like it really stood out to me in this movie. I'm not saying it was a bad movie by any means. I maybe give it. On the 30 rating scale, I guess I'd give it maybe like a 4. Is it worth the weekly? Is it worth the rental? Yeah. Is it worth the late fees? No. you bring it back on time. You might bring it back early, but you bring it back on time. It's not something you want to rush back, or it's not something you're gonna remember to put like, yo, listen, this movie has to be back there no later than Monday at 4:30. I'm gonna get it there probably Sunday. but you know when I'm going, or it's one of those movies where it's like, yo, I'm gonna be out and about. I'm passing the thing. I could just drop it in the bin. Just drop it right in the bin. I don't even want to embarrass myself going in there talking about something. I rented this shit again. And like again, not that it was bad, but I just feel with a paranormal story, for you to really get the point across and the fear across, the writing has to be really done very well. Done. I don't want to say it has to be like excellent writing and all that stuff, and it was based on true events, how they do that stuff too. So like maybe pull more from that as much as you can, as much as the family's coming from you pulling from that. But then when you're added in the horror of it, like really bring it there and really just, I don't know, get a story that, because I don't ever want to fucking see this movie again. Like now that I've seen it in 2020,
you're talking about it way more than you should be.
I know I don't want to see it again. And then you have,
I feel like you're talking yourself into it.
No, I talked myself into not even talking myself into watching it. The Haunting in Connecticut 2, Ghosts of Georgia.
Dude,
yeah,
literally, I could have returned this movie for you faster than it's taking you to talk about this movie.
The Ghost of Georgia.
The Ghost of Georgia. Haunting in Connecticut 2, The Ghost of Georgia. Basically, Haunting Connecticut, a haunting movie again. And this one, like, you cared more about the side story of the ghosts of like the underground, because it was basically Underground Railroad's involved. You find this out later. You find this out in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So this place was like the house that the family got was, you know, one of a part of the Underground Railroad. But what people did not know at the time or whatever was the dude who was running the Underground Railroad originally, you know, back in those days, he saved a lot of people, yes, but then a lot of people he just trapped them and killed them, a bunch. That's basically the story, right? You don't get that, and you don't really get like this presence of any of that until about halfway through the movie or a little more. That should have been like the premise, as far as like the Underground Railroad premise, the haunting, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Just to kind of get you a better understanding as to why it would have made it a better movie and a better story. But again, better writing. You guys have decent ideas with this shit, but the writing is bad. Cut that shit out.
Stop telling us the plot to a movie that you told us was terrible.
No, I'm not going to do that. I can't, because some people might want to go watch it, and I want them to go watch it because they may want to watch it. But I'm giving you guys a heads up. You're going to be disappointed. If you're looking for a really good story, you're going to be disappointed because it's not a good story. It's a cool premise and all that, but again, you have the ideas. You just don't have the writers didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Kind of funny still.
The writers didn't know what the hell they were doing. Neither one of these were at the weekly rentals. This one here, I would bring. As a matter of fact, if I'm gonna drop this one off the day of, I'm gonna bring them both. I'm just gonna watch them back to back and just drop them both off. This one sucked. I'll give this one a 1. I'm very disappointed in this one, and the writers, and the director, everybody that was involved in this. It was one that I was kind of in a sense looking forward to. Like, this could be kind of cool, and no, it wasn't. They dropped the ball like they do, and cut the shit out. Writing is important. Learn to write. 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 Please.
Ghosts of Georgia, Haunted in Connecticut 2.
Yeah, go ahead and check that one out, Johnny.
Ghosts of Georgia.
Buy it now on video cassette.
Anytime you gotta make a sequel and then you put like another state in there, just
I don't want to talk. I listen. I'm not saying we got to go. I am saying we got to talk about anything else but this fucking movie right now.
Hang on. But just the title, just call it The Haunting in Connecticut 2 in Georgia. Like, what?
Listen, I know the absurdity, and
what?
I respect it.
I would have respected it more if it was a decent movie.
I just can't talk about this movie anymore. You made it sound like the worst.
Haunted in Connecticut 2, Ghosts of Georgia in the Bayou.
We could talk about The Sound of Music. Go ahead. I don't want to talk about that movie anymore.
Nah, I don't want to talk about The Sound of Music, Nick.
Thank God. I fucking hate that.
I don't hate it, but it's maybe in another 20, 30 years I'll watch it again. I doubt it. And we can review and talk about it then.
I don't want to bring it up. It sucks. Oh boy, what you got?
Obsession.
It's not out yet.
Are you serious? Well, what the fuck is this 20 IMDb? Update your shit. Stop lying to people.
I think it came out last year in the film festivals. It comes out in May. You can leave it on there because it'll be out soon enough. You probably won't get
I
it.
thought you were picking the Idris Elba obsession.
Idris Elba's obsession.
Yeah, there's an obsession with Idris Elba and Beyonce. It's a horror thriller.
It's Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, a white woman gets obsessed with Idris Elba. So it's based on a true story.
You just say damn near
It's based on a TikTok.
any color woman, any race woman. No, it's Idris Elba.
I'm a stalk him and ruin his marriage.
It's not out yet.
Are you lying to me, Mick?
No, I'm just kidding. It is. I don't know where to find it, but it is.
I'm very interested in seeing this because this looks like a knockoff of Nosferatu. But
Casey
Nosferatu's
liked it, but he loves love stories.
He loves love stories.
Yeah, like more like I like romantic comedies, but I don't. He loves them. Not in a bad way. Not picking on him. He's my go-to guy for it.
Is Dracula really a love story? When you think about it, it's kind of like a stalker story.
I mean, most love stories are when it comes to movies.
You know what's funny? In the book, there is no love story. Dracula doesn't have a love story in the book.
Yeah, he's just trying to feed. He's a monster.
Like that was added later. That was added in the Jack Palance movie. And you know what I found out? Dark Shadows had a big impression on that.
Oh, really?
On that movie, I think the same writer wrote for Dark Shadows and then that wrote that movie. So I'd have to verify it, but I looking something up and I saw that.
Yeah, it felt like when I was watching when I look at the poster of this and I watching the trailer for this, it really felt like they were kind of ripping off the latest Nosferatu.
Yeah, well, actually, you could go back to that with the love story with Nosferatu, but they clearly were trying to copy Dracula, which is the funny part.
Yeah,
you know, like
it's a snake eating its own tail, dog.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, Ouroboros.
Dracula. So we'll be watching that next week. Hope it's good. I doubt it'll be as good as Frankenstein, but I hope it's good.
Probably not.
We should just watch Blackula again.
If it came out in 2025, it would be on this wheel.
Hey, Werewolf is supposedly coming out soon.
Yeah.
Robert Eggers.
That's what I would do, honestly. If I had talent of Robert Eggers, I would make a Blackula remake in the vein of Nosferatu.
Yeah, he made Nosferatu, Guillermo, and you get Guillermo and Eggers together, make like a gothic TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, I would make Blackula with Keith Stanfield and be gothic like Nosferatu.
I want to point out, I just brought up a brilliant fucking idea, a brilliant spark of an idea that hopefully they hear it and they take it and they actually gave the ideas, and that got more reaction. That got less reaction than A Haunting in fucking Connecticut 2, fucking something about Georgia.
In Georgia.
In Georgia. We talked about that shit for 20 minutes.
The Haunting in Connecticut 2, Ghost of Georgia.
I gotta go see who the Giants are picking.
By way of the bayou.
Yep.
I can't believe it was the first round for this.
You got a Samoan, by the way, Mick. Y'all got a Samoan.
Stop telling me. I want to go look.
My team got a Samoan too, so it looks like the bad team thinks that Samoa.
Either he's on delay or Johnny's just like, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want.
I'm just saying what the fuck I want to say. All right, I'm gonna get my Samoan comments out here. Okay, I'm doing my shots.
Oh shit!
All right, fair.
But before we do wrap this up, though, people, I do want to tell you guys we're still on that Batman and Superman wave. We're only second movies in, but they're getting better.
Yep.
Superman the movie and Batman 78 and 89. I cannot fucking wait.
One's really good, and the other one is Superman 78.
I don't want to talk to you right now.
We'll see, because I don't remember Superman 78, so I won't say that. I won't make any rash judgments, but come check us out on Popcorn and Pints this Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time while we review those two films. Make sure you guys check out Johnny Loves Movies. Make sure you guys check out The Scene Snobs, and I know he lost his connection forever. Make sure you guys check out Worst Damn Gamer Ever. Links are all in the description, and make sure you guys are here next week. Sturdy Slashers, make sure you're all here next week.
Can't wait to do this next
when
week.
we review Dracula, the 2025 film.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. But we're out of here. I'll see you in your nightmares.